Well, g'day. If you're like me, you've bought the Phantom 3 and you've got this little mount here as your holder for your mobile phone, which, yes, it's a bit finicky at the best of times, but anyway, it can be done. So, and then you have your app and whatnot. That's fine if you happen to have a really bright phone. Mine is not very bright at all. So what I did recently, as you'll see somewhere else, is I bought this cheap tablet. In this case it's the Lenovo Tab 37 Essential. But so while I'm waiting to receive supposedly from within Australia, but obviously by the time it's taking it'll be a lot longer, the special holder, because this one here won't, as you see, won't go wide enough to hold a tablet, not quite, which is fair. So if you're a little bit impatient and want the added brightness of a tablet, which I do, and I have had a little test flight with it, it's definitely brighter. By the way, these antennas are the Wi-Fi booster kit that I have another video on, as you'll find on my links. That's still to be reviewed because I'm not happy with the results. It is better than standard, but there's another few tips I found too that I'll try out on my next flight. Anyway, so what to do in the meantime? I've come up with an idea. You loosen this one off, flip him around there, tilt him back, tighten him up there the right way, preferably. Okay, now what? Well, now you can simply sit that on there, right, in the meantime. But how are you going to sit that on there? Ah, I'm glad you asked. Get a sponge or something and put a little bit of dish drops or dishwashing liquid, as we call it. Just clean it off there. I've already pre-wet it and everything. And somewhere around the middle, just give him a wipe as well. Let it dry for, say, 5 minutes to be on the safe side. I did try recently with Blue Tack. This that stuff there. You'll be familiar with it. It actually held there, but like I wouldn't trust my life to it. So what we want to do while it's drying off is get some double-sided tape. Have this one, and also have this really old stuff I'm going to try. So simply what we're going to do is attach this to that onto that, and you can see that it's still a bit wet, so let's pause for a minute and let that just dry off thoroughly. There are products you can buy, in fact that I have, give that a little wipe as well if you want to speed things up, like wax remover. I would choose not to go too harsh a chemical, which is why I'm just using dishwashing liquid. Anyway, give that a minute and we'll come back. Okay, well it's probably enough time. Okay, so get a little bit of your double-sided tape. What I think we should do is, there's a slight curve there, I shouldn't have touched that. Just go to put a little bit, just slightly on the curve, so it acts as a little buffer as well. And just simply attach it up along the vertical there. This is pretty old tape, by the way, but for an example it will do. Just trim that off. That's way too much, but anyway. Trim that off. Firm it down. And if I recall right, should probably try and apply pressure. Anyway, we're not going to. Instead we're going to peel this off. Okay, which is always a challenge. It's a nice day today here in Australia, Brisbane. Kookaburras are out. Alright, so it's pretty old looking tape. Anyway, don't touch that. Right, so now ideally make sure any buttons like those are at the top for convenience. Now that's clean, that's clean. Just try and wedge it down there. Let's turn it sideways. use that as a seat. I thought was a good idea. So you want this part to be flat against there if you can, so it's fairly flat and fairly central. Maybe just hold it there a minute, just make sure it's on there. Okay, well, it's sitting there. It's a bit wobbly. Oh, it's even powering up. So what you want to do now is just make sure that's the collar is tightened up. So if you really wanted to, you could probably, if you want to go extreme, probably put a, well actually, try and turn this around. It's going to be out of focus if I do. Try and make that sit square on the bottom, so you want that part there sitting there, then nip it up. Okay, so if you really wanted to, you could put a dab of silicone along there, both sides. But then if you were really desperate, you could just put silicone behind here and silicone it on, and that would be a permanent fix. But like I say, this is just basically a temporary fix to so you can use it while you're waiting for the proper mount. So I mean, it's wobbly, but if you're standing still it's okay. It's not falling off. And in the meantime, you're able to go out and fly with a bigger screen, and trust me, this is much brighter, this one. Okay, well, keep your eye on the video, subscribe, and well, it's coming on again, or talking. Okay, thanks for joining me. I hope this helps you out, because depending where you live, unless you find a place that actually sells the expandable mounts, which I wouldn't know where that would be, you're up for at least a week or two wait, possibly more if you buy from China, of course. So I just thought, well, this is some way I can use it straight away. Always keep your existing mount, because if you sell the drone and want to put it all back to original for whatever reason, you can. Okay, don't forget, thumbs up if you like the video, and make sure you subscribe. And thanks again to everyone that's made my first 400 videos the other day. That was a real awesome thing. Cheers. Just had an afterthought about that wobbliness. Let's get those out of the way. You could always run a bit of tape either side, just along there, just like this, to add to a bit of stability. It's a bit windy out here. So just a little bit of tape there. Try and wedge it in. Keep it away from the switches. This is rough just for the video, but another little bit of tape here. Or you could improvise, whatever crosses your mind. Oh, it's a bit more awkward, this one. Poke him through there. Oh, God damn it. Right. So run him along there. Trim off any edges. Again, this is just primarily a short-term solution. And let's just push him down a bit there more firmly. And that should take a little bit of the wobbliness out, as you can see it does. But that'll get you out of trouble, and that's what the video is for. Happy flying.
2 hours later.
Just one more thing I thought as well that I did the other day that didn't show you here. Those jaws that still open, put a bit of tape on there as well. So see how they open? Put some along there. Went in the closed position. And just on that there, so they can't open. And again, that will add to stability. That's fairly stable, given the whole thing's plastic anyway. So see how you go with that. Leave comments on the longevity of the situation. You could probably use that permanently, as long as you kept an eye on the join there. Okay, cool. And just a couple of days later, the thing did arrive. Have to admit though, it's a little bit more complicated than I anticipated, but luckily I'm pretty mechanically minded. Point is, you can change it where you want, and you just come along and, in my case, stick your 7-inch there, or your 7-inch screen anyway. Boom. So there we have it. But in the meantime, the other one would do, and this is clearly a bit more stable. But at a pinch, my idea should work. Okay, thanks for joining me.